Yes, welcome to another video. I'm Lewis, above me is Jordan. Today, we're going to talk about Ferran Torres because I thoroughly believe that Ferran Torres changes everything, guys. We're going to go through some of the reasons why. Before we do, let's go set a like target. Let's go for 1,000 likes in this one, guys. I know people have got a football tiredness, bro. You know what I mean? Too many games.
It's a long season, bro.
Yeah.
And it takes it out of you. I remember a few years ago when we was chasing Liverpool all season, that really took it out of me. And I wanted a break from football myself after that. But I get it. So let's lower the likes to 1,000.
Yeah, man.
Give them a bit of leeway, innit?
Yeah, because, by the way, I'm going to be hammering them likes for the Chelsea game.
Chelsea game.
I'm going to come back at Chelsea and then expect like 2K. Make sure you subscribe as well, guys, if you are new to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything, especially coming up to the Champions League game. We're going to be some massive stuff. We're trying to get to 35,000 subscribers, guys, so any help towards that would be massively appreciated. Right, okay, so Ferran Torres, he changes everything. Why does he change everything? Well, the reason I think he changes everything, guys, is because I believe that he could change fundamentally our transfer plans for this summer, because I honestly believe that his best position right now that I've seen him this season is a striker. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to be a striker for City or that's his long-term future. I'm just saying our right wing, left wing and a striker, in my opinion, he's played best as a striker. I think his runs are absolutely superb. His finishing is top class. On the right wing, I'd probably say is his worst position for us. I don't think he affects the game too much on the right. On the left wing, I think he looked decent. He's not played there too much, though. So, you know, it has to be said. A bit of like the asterisk spray, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little asterisk next to it saying he's not played there too much. But when he has played there, he's looked all right on the left-hand side. But as a striker, his finishing is immense. And his runs are sorry, but they're miles better than Gabriel Jesus' runs. And I honestly believe that Pep has obviously come out after his hat-trick and said, well, you know, he looks decent as a striker. I'm wondering if this will change our transfer plans. I'm not talking, Brit, about will we now not go out and buy a big dog striker, because I don't think that's the situation. But could it change, you know, because we've heard in the rumours saying City are in for 2 strikers, like a big dog striker like Haaland or Kane, plus maybe like a backup striker like Ings. Could that now scupper them plans? We'll just go for 1 striker and have Torres as our backup. Maybe.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. And then people might be like, but what about Gabby? Well, in that Newcastle game, Gabby looked incredible on the wing. He looked really, really good. I think it was kind of overlooked how good Gabby looked on the wing.
Yeah,
and then
got
when
an assist as well.
Yeah, and think about his actual, like, say his career, right? So he's come to City and we've trying to back him as a striker. However, I think was he at Palmeiras? Is that where he came from? I can't remember where he came from anyway. And I think he played the wing there sometimes. I know for Brazil, when Firmino came in and kind of stepped up as their main kind of striker, Gabriel Jesus moved over to the wing. So he predominantly plays on the wing for the Brazil side. Everything points towards Gabriel Jesus being a winger. Like, his energy is there, which is perfect for a winger. Kind of like he has that Bernardo energy. He doesn't have the Bernardo control on that, but he's good on the ball. He can keep the ball, which we know because he keeps it too long most of the time and needs to release it. So people might be like, oh, but what about Gabby as a striker if you put Torres there? Then Gabby has the option of moving to the wing. And then, like you say, Ferran Torres then becomes your second striker. I don't think it'll hamper our big dog transfer plans for a striker, Kane, Haaland situation. We'll still go out and get one of them. We are meant to be backed in that situation. But Ferran Torres is going to change everything, really, if we see him as this. And he gives you this fluidity because he can play on the right, he can play on the left, and he can play up top. So say even if you are playing Haaland, say your new big dog striker up top, you can then still play Torres on the left or right hand side. He still gives you that flexibility, but you just know that if you're going to play him up top, he will get you goals, and this is what he will. In the Champions League, he played up top as our striker in the group stages and got us goals. He was our top goal scorer in the Champions League.
And he looks good at finishing, bro. This is the kind of a little bit frustrating that Pep's come out after his hat-trick and said, oh, yeah, he looks decent as a striker. Well, whenever he's played as a striker for us this season, he's looked good. He scored goals. You know, his finishing has always been top class.
Why did it take Pep so long?
Yeah,
when all of us have been shouting it for all season.
It's kind of bizarre, really, that we've not had a striker. We've had Ferran Torres just sat on the bench for most of the season. But whenever he's played as a striker, you go back and have a look at the games that he's played as a striker. Most of the time, he's probably scored a goal, you know what I mean? And he's never really had a proper run when he probably should have, you know, because we have needed a striker at times during the season. Obviously, you know, we've done all right without one, obviously. But yeah, it's just a bit of a strange one. And obviously, now we're in this situation where he scored a hat-trick, decent finishes, especially that first goal, which was absolutely insane. And obviously, we've got 2 more Premier League games, which don't really mean anything. But obviously, we need to keep the rhythm going and the momentum going if possible. And then obviously we've got the big one, the Champions League final against Chelsea. And I'm sure we'll talk about more in this in the build up to the Champions League. But I'm just wondering, Bray, can Ferran Torres, because in my opinion, the team that plays against Chelsea at the moment is pretty much the team that played second leg PSG. However, the only player that's knocking on the door of Pep Guardiola is Ferran Torres, and it's whether or not Pep wants to play a striker. In which case, I'd rather him play Ferran Torres over Gabriel Jesus or even Sergio Aguero at this point because he's not fit. And there's no one else who's knocking on Pep's door. So my question is this: is these two games don't really mean much for most players because I think the squad and the team picks itself for the Chelsea game. However, there's one player that I genuinely think could cause a bit of a problem with Pep's team lineup, and it's Ferran Torres as a striker. So what I'm saying is, if Torres starts these next two games against Brighton and Everton as a striker and puts in good performances, nice runs, good finishes if he gets a chance, I think that he's the only person, bro, that can force his way into the Champions League game, which is why these next two games for him against Brighton and Everton are absolutely huge. He could, in theory, be playing a Champions League final at the age of, 20, 21? It's crazy.
Incredible, isn't it? I would have like two 20-year-olds playing a Champions League final potentially. I agree. I think he's the only one that can make it into that team. I think Pep knows his Champions League final team at the moment.
I agree.
I think in his head he's like, he's set on the situation. I think it won't be largely different from the PSG game. And Torres is the one that can ask the question of Pep then and give him a bit of a headache and say, right, I'm going to make you change your mind. I'm going to make myself be in that starting 11. And I think these next two games are big for him, but big for Pep as well. Like, because these next two games, if he scores more goals in these next two games, then even the fans will be saying, you need to maybe have a look at this. Even if it's not in the starting 11, right? Say he doesn't get into the starting 11, it would probably guarantee him a place off the bench. If we need a goal, then Pep knows. He knows that Torres has been banging for the past 3 games. I can bring him on here, switch the system up a little bit, and at least create something with him as our main point striker. And I think that's why it is crazy, all these different things that Ferran Torres is changing for his transfer plans, Champions League plans, everything, the way the squad plays.
I think so. I genuinely believe he could change everything. And I can't stress, like, these two games against Brighton and Everton are kind of dead. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like watching the game. Hopefully we see some nice football, entertaining, a bit like Newcastle, entertaining game. Obviously Everton will lift the trophy, mint. But honestly, genuinely believe these two games are absolutely critical and huge for Ferran Torres, because if he plays and does well, there's a serious chance he'll play against Chelsea as a striker if Pep wants to play a striker. Obviously, Pep might already have decided now the way he wants to play is with a false 9. But if he's still thinking, I kind of would want a striker, and Torres puts in good performances, he could really do it, guys. Let us know what you think, innit? Are you seeing Ferran Torres as a potential striker option going for us long term? Like I said, I'm not talking about our number 1 striker, because I think we're still going to go and get like the main target. But where do you see his future? Is it on the wing or is it as a striker? Because for me, honestly, right now, I'm looking at his movement in the box and it's frightening. It's so good. And something that we've not seen for quite a while. Obviously, Sergio Aguero's been injured for ages. Jesus doesn't really have that movement. And it's just like, wow, this is really special. And obviously, he got a really good hat-trick. So let us know in the comment section below, guys, your thoughts on it. And we'll take a look, see what you guys are saying. Smash a thumbs up on the video. 1,000 is the target. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And we've got the preview coming for the Brighton game tomorrow, guys. So make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss that. And we'll see you in the next one. See you later.